Good morning, Sawtree, and welcome to our whole school assembly today. Today, I thought I wanted to speak to you a bit about courage and destiny as part of the whole school assembly. And I think at the moment, they're really important things as we are in the last week heading towards the half term. I want to say well done for the last 6 weeks. Okay, we know it's not been an easy one. Okay, the second time that we've had to go to remote, but we know things have gone much better, and we know that actually the live lessons and that routine has been something that you found incredibly useful and incredibly helpful. But still, we do know that the current situation is not great. Okay, we know it is difficult. We know difficult in terms of life out there at the moment, that we are all trapped in almost our houses. We have limited contact and physical contact with the outside world. We can't go to the shops in the same way we would normal. But while it's not ideal, and while we're all very tired, and I will say about tiredness that this half term is always a really hard half term. We've had 2 weeks of the Christmas break, and then we come back to very dark times in terms of the sun doesn't rise till quite late, it sets quite early, it's very cold, and actually it makes us feel much more lethargic. And actually we've got that added thing around the lockdown does make it difficult. And when we have difficult things, I always think, okay, should we just knock it on the head and not worry about it? Is it just too much hard work? And I always try and think, why is it we're doing what we're doing? Okay, let me do a sense check, okay, on it to decide, should we keep going with something? And so for me, I came back to, oh my goodness, what is the point of school? And of course, we know school is really important. And it's these tough times that we look back and think, okay, why are we doing it? And for me, it's about shaping and growing you as students, as scholars here at Sawtree, giving you knowledge from all your different subjects to make you a very knowledgeable young person in not just one area, but lots, so that you have a better comprehension around this world. The fact that you have skills that you are able to apply into lots of different situations and scenarios that will propel you through life. And then of course there's experiences. All experiences add up as you go through time. The more you do lots of small things, they shape you, they change you, and they develop your character. And character is not something that is static. Okay, you will change as you go through life, and that is your character changing as you take it through. So now I was thinking about destiny. And where are you heading, and who is actually in control? And lots of people think, actually, well, I don't have much control, and actually, I don't really have a choice over what's going to happen to me in the future. I completely disagree with that. I'm a big believer that we make our own luck. Okay, I know sometimes I think, that person's just so lucky all the time. Sometimes I think it's worth looking. What is it they're doing? Okay, actually, are they generating their own luck as they go through? We can choose to carry on when times are tough. Okay, we can choose to do nothing, and then nothing will change. But we can make a right choice. And we can keep that can-do mindset, and we can keep telling ourselves that, and that really helps and starts to push things forwards. Now, I know that it is impossible to do 100% of the time. There are times when you need to be able to give that just that little bit more. And if you're already going at 100%, you can't, can you? So we give that 90% all of the time. And those times when we need to give it just that bit more, we can push forward and we can make that 100%. The actions that you do make a difference to that. And you're in control of it. And the more you're in control, the more you're able to give yourself the best chance to succeed. The other part is there are things that you cannot control. And I'm often frustrated that things happen that I cannot control in the world and everywhere. But if we can't control it, then it's probably not worth worrying about at the moment until we're in a position that we can control it. If we focus on the things that we can control, then we can make a difference to ourselves and of course of others. But if we're thinking about our own destiny, we can make those choices. And so I think linked with destiny is this idea of courage. And sometimes we need to be courageous. I'm not talking about just doing silly things, okay? For me, the thought of jumping out of a plane, even with a parachute, is really not my cup of tea, or bungee jumping or anything like that, okay? I'd have to have a huge amount of courage to be able to do it, and that at the moment really does not make me feel, yeah, that's something I want to do. But every single day there'll be things that you will need to push and have a go at that are very small, that will push you out of your comfort zone and head into that difficult or challenging area. And if you just take these two ducks here, okay, you've got this one thinking, blimey, am I going to jump off here like this person here? And actually you might look and think, blimey, it's nothing, it's barely stepping off a curbstone on the road. When you look at the height of that drop compared to the bird that's coming off here, it is quite considerable. It's like us jumping off the first floor roof, okay, from the humanities down towards the pond in equivalent. But courage was needed, otherwise they'd never get in the water. They'd never be able to get to their habitat. And so I have a bit of a challenge for you. If you are sitting there at the moment and you are thinking, I'm one of those students who has not yet raised their hand in their online classroom, or has not yet answered or asked a question on the microphone to your teacher, then this is the week to do it. Sometimes it's easier to ask a question, okay, that may be a good first step, but of course, if you're wanting to contribute, then of course you can do. And that's an important part. In the classroom that happens all of the time, and obviously much more difficult when you're at home. And I'm sure if you've not yet done that, if you've not yet come on the mic, then it probably is quite a nerve-wracking experience. But I guarantee it, once you have done it, one, you'll think, my goodness me, that was much easier than I was expecting. And the second part is you will be able to do it again, a second time. And you'll be able to start to assure yourself and start to build up your courage. But you've got to take that leap. So if you haven't done it yet, use that hands up function, okay? Press the unmute when the teacher asks you to, and then ask your question or answer that question and see what you can do. You've got to be in the right place. Well, actually, we've got the online classroom. Wait for that right time when the teacher asks a question, or you've got that question, and it can make a difference. And you will build and you will develop yourself as it goes through. Final point from me then. We may be 6 weeks in, and we're in the final week before half term. Keep it up. It's very easy when we're tired to start to sort of reduce down and think, oh, it's a bit less each day, a little bit less each day. But we need to maintain that 90%, all the way up to period 5 on Friday. If you do it, you will start to make sure you're learning your maximum. You will have better control over your destiny. And of course, I want you to work on those small elements of courage as it goes through. I do hope you have a very good rest of your week. And when half term does arrive, I hope you have a fantastic time. You use obviously what you can of it, but take rest as well. And we look forward to seeing you very soon. Goodbye, Saudry.